This is me trying the XREAL Aura glasses at AWE, the first Android XR glasses on the market. So hello everyone, I'm Tony the Scarred Ghost and I'm going to give you a hands-on impressions about one of the most interesting glasses on the market. So what is XREAL Aura and why are they so interesting? They are augmented reality glasses manufactured by XREAL, which is a Chinese company, and they're probably one of the first augmented reality glasses targeting not only the enterprise but also the consumer market. They are pretty lightweight and they can be that because they're connected to a computational pack, as we'll see in a while. And also they feel pretty stylish on the head. So that's why they can also target the consumer segment. And they're also the first Android XR AR glasses. So there are many reasons to be interested in them, and that's why I want to tell you a lot about these glasses. So let me show you the glasses. As you can see, they are like bulky sunglasses that are connected with a cable with a computational pack. So the computational pack is very interesting because apart from holding the battery, also has a very powerful processor, which is the new Snapdragon Reality Elite, which allows the glasses to do a lot of cool stuff. The glasses has also another chip, which is the XREAL 1S that helps with spatial understanding. So the dual chip allows to have a lot of power both for doing spatial computation and to run the mixed reality applications. Then the displays are 1120 per 1200 pixels. And what is very interesting is the field of view, which is around 70 degrees diagonal. So these are the main specs of the device. Then they also feature connectivity, USB, Bluetooth, blah, blah, blah. But what is interesting, in my opinion, apart from the specs, is especially the fit of these glasses. When I wear them on my head, they really look like bulky sunglasses. Especially if you see me from the front, they're very elegant. They're like having glasses on the street would be pretty good. What's a bit less good is when you see people from the side because you start seeing that they're very distant from the eyes, and so you realize they're not really like sunglasses. That's why probably I wouldn't wear them on the street, but they don't look so weird if you wear them like on a plane or at home or stuff like that. So comfort-wise, the official stated weight is 95 grams, which is not much for being AR glasses, and they're actually pretty lightweight. But I noticed while wearing them for a long period of demo, like half an hour, stuff like that, I started feeling a bit of strain here on the nose and on the ears. I mean, not much, but I could start feeling something like that, and also the glasses were getting a bit warm. So it's not, I don't know if something related to the demo usage, but anyway, I would say good but not perfect. So before trying these glasses, I was very curious about the visuals. So first of all, let me clarify one thing. These are see-through AR glasses, so there is no mixed reality, no question about how is the pass-through. You just see the world around you. The interesting thing to say is that the world around you is lightly dimmed, so it's never fully transparent. If you ever tried XREAL glasses, you know what I'm talking about. But it's a slight opacity, so it's a bit darker, but it's not fully dark. Some people asked me, can you cross the street with it on? And I would say yes, because I was working with it on the expo area and I was totally fine. I was feeling safe, so it's good on that side. Of course, it's a bit darker. And talking about the dimming, actually, it's something can be configured because maybe you want to decide if you want more VR or more AR. So how much virtual content do you want? You can even artificially put the dimming to the maximum and just have VR, or you can put it as transparent as possible to have fully AR. Usually, if you let it in automatic mode, the operating system understands if you want AR or VR, depends on the application. So you launch Google Maps is VR. If you launch a mixed reality game, the game is AR. But you can also configure it manually. And I would say the fully opaque mode this time works very well because I couldn't see anything of what I had in front of me when it was on. Talking about the virtual visuals, the resolution I think was pretty good. The colors were very bright. What I didn't like much, I was seeing a slight warping when moving my head. It was very slight, but still I could notice this distortion, so maybe it can be fixed via software in the future. And the biggest question you may have is, what about the field of view? It's 70 degrees, so is it enough? I would say yes. So 70 degrees start feeling usable. I didn't have the sensation like with HoloLens, like I'm looking through binoculars, etc. It was not great, but it was enough to not disturb me much. So as I say, 70 degrees in my opinion is the threshold to be usable. Probably the thing that I didn't like completely is that the field of view was good on the horizontal side, felt a bit, let's say, small on the vertical side. That thing was a bit limiting. The vertical one was not amazing, but the horizontal one was definitely good. So I would say in general, I was pretty satisfied about the visuals to be something about AR glasses today. Okay, talking about the audio, as usual, I'm not an expert. I can tell you there is integrated speakers, they kind of work, I could hear the audio, but I'm not an audio expert, so I cannot say it's great, it's bad. I need more time to give you some feedback about it, but I can say it works at least. The glasses feature two tracking cameras, and I would say the tracking works pretty well. I was able to move. Some people thought it was like 3D No, it's 6D You can have content anchored in the room and move around it. And the tracking usually works well. I say usually because a couple of times the glasses lost the tracking while I was using them. But let's say most of the time it was working. Talking about the interactions instead, most of the interactions are with hands or voice. So I was able to interact with the elements in the menu just by pinching with the hands. Also, the computational pack can become like a trackpad to point and click at elements. Or otherwise, you can use, besides, you say, your hand gestures to open the menu and to pinch and launch something, you can use the voice to invoke Gemini and ask it to open applications or to do something in your application. The hand tracking works pretty well, especially when interacting with the menus, interfaces, all the rest. I had zero problems. I tried to evaluate the hand tracking performance in an app, I guess was Google Maps. And I would say hand tracking is pretty stable. So it was able to track in both of my hands most of the time, even when they were overlapping. Not always, but most of the times. The problem is that there is a slight lag. It's not like on the Quest, which feels very immediate. There is a slight delay. You can notice it's not something disruptive, but it's still noticeable. So on the glasses on the right, there are the buttons to change the volume, and on top there is a button. If you press it once, it opens the menu. If you keep it pressed 3 seconds, it opens Gemini. And I want to talk about Gemini because, this Android XR operating system is very tightly coupled with Gemini. And Gemini is everywhere to support you, to open applications, to fulfill your requests. I didn't have the time to test Gemini thoroughly, but it was already interesting to have just a little taste of what it's capable about. So for instance, even in Google Maps, I could ask it to go to a place and it could bring me there without me having to mingle with the menus. So Gemini was interesting, but unluckily I didn't have, as I said, the time to understand why it can be so cool. I hope to test it if I get a review unit of the glasses. Regarding the content, I was able to try Google Maps, I was able to try like YouTube on Chrome, and I can tell you that videos can be pretty nice to see in the headsets, even 3D videos. I tried Google Docs. I was able to kind of use it, even if typing was not great, of course, without a real keyboard. But the text was definitely readable, and that's interesting. I was able in Chrome to run a WebXR experience and play it as well. And then I tried Google Maps, as I said, and it was pretty cool. It's very cool to have Google Maps in VR and be there, see maybe your home from, being on the map, and also enter inside New York, where there is also the 3D of the building. I could try a MR game when I could shoot some asteroids to some evil planets or stuff like that, and that was a mixed reality. which is pretty cool. So I tried different types of content. One that I liked that was pretty nice, it was a vibe coded experience, again with Gemini. It was called something like Molecule, and basically could look at something, pinch on it, and glasses use the camera to detect what I was looking at when pinching, and was able to understand what was the material and show in front of me the molecule of it. So for instance, if I was looking at something made of iron, I could pinch it and see the item of the iron. If I was looking at something made of plastic, I could pinch it and see the molecule of that type of plastic that was composing that object. It was kind of accurate for my quick test, and especially liked the experience. I mean, it was a cute idea, and it was interesting that was all relying on Gemini, was even vibe coded. And I guess from what I've seen online, also XREAL is very interested in showing that you can use AI also to create content for it. So you are wondering what is the price, when is this asset going to be released? So it's going to be released this autumn, and the price is still undisclosed, but it's going to be less than 1,500. As I understood well, will be between 1,000 and 1,500 US dollars. If you're interested in it, you can already pre-order it and also use some sort of discounts on the XREAL website if you pre-order it now. As I told you, I just had a few minutes with this device at AW. I had 2 demos. In total was probably 40 minutes that I could try the headset, but I came out very positively impressed by it. So when people are asking me what was the most interesting thing I tried at AWE, the XREAL Aura was always in my top 3 classification. Because these glasses have a nice UV, it's usable, 70 degrees, it features interesting content, integration with Gemini, which is very nice AI. It has nice visuals, it has dimming, works with WebXR, and they're also pretty stylish and lightweight. So for the current state of AR technology, they're quite advanced. So I think it's a good step forward to our vision of having glasses in the street where super lightweight and wear them the whole day. We're not there yet. There's still a lot to go. But for current state of tech, XREAL Aura is definitely very, very interesting. Of course, I will require more time to test it, maybe a week at least, to have a real opinion about the good and the bad of these glasses. But from this test, my impressions were definitely okay. And this ends my ramblings about XREAL Aura. As usual, if you have questions, ask them in the comments. If you like the video, put a like. If you like me a lot, please subscribe. If you like me really, really a lot, donate me on Patreon. Thanks for watching. Have a great day in AR. Bye bye.